Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our SDR webinar today. And first, I just start to introduce today's presenter. My name is Heather. I'm the product owner for the DXP Kitty. And so our platform, SDR submission, other actual report submission, and also the API have the ITR submission. I'll pass to Kavi to talk about herself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kavi. I'm the contact center manager, team manager, and I'm here today to just go over a couple of key dates in SDR information. Shall we kick off with our opening karakia?
Yeah.
Cool. Tēnei au, te hapa nei, te tiri nei, te popo nei, I toku reo, mō toku mana, mō toku ihi, te māpihi mauria, kia mau, kia ita, haumi e, hui e, taiki e. Thank you. Cool. All right, so just a couple of housekeeping. Today's session is being recorded. Cameras and microphones switched off. If you do have any questions, you can type it in the meeting chat, and we have two team members on the chat, Alice and Jordan, who can respond to some of those questions. Else, we do have a question time at the end of the session as well. And also the recording will be made available to everyone after the session. Cool. Next slide. Thank you. Sorry. So our contents for today, we'll just go over a couple of the August SDR key dates, data validation and changes for the SDR, fees-free data collection changes. We have a FAQ section and again the questions at the end of the session. Cool. So this is just a reminder of the key dates for the upcoming SDR submission. Friday the 7th of August is the extract date. Saturday 8th of August is when the round opens, and the round will officially close on the 21st of August, which is a Friday. Cool. All right, so when it comes to the SDR submission, just a wee reminder to submit any of your course change requests early to clear any of the course differences. If you would like to as well, you can start your SDR trials early rather than leaving it to the last minute. And CCT, we're here to support any SDR related questions. So, if you come across any errors, we're here to help support. The team are ready. Sorry, I'm just seeing the chat. A gentle reminder that it's important to complete the submission by the 21st of August. The data from every SDR is used to ensure correct funding is allocated to all tertiary education organizations. It will help with planning on the ongoing investment in tertiary education. Also, the Ministry of Education uses this information to inform policy recommendations to the Minister as well. Just a little reminder that if the SDR is submitted late with any errors, this can have a flow-on effect on TEC or for yourselves, the tertiary education organizations. And it could impact payments and funding decisions in the long term. The summary reports, please ensure they're uploaded into DXP Ngakite, and please ensure that they are signed off by either your CE or a Vice Chancellor if it's a university. This task cannot be delegated out and will need to be signed off by one of those two providers. Cool. Thank you. I'll pass it on to Heather.
Hello, for me, it's just for the technical part, and there's some data validation update, and so this is kind of summary of that. From here, you can see there are no new or changed field in this version of the data specifications. It's published on our website already for 3.1, and there are some validation updates to clarify those fields. Summary is one field is gender, one error 254 changed to warning 254. And also we have the discount course fee and discount CCC cost field. New error code 801 and 802 has been updated. And funding category field, we have one error change from error 347 to warning 347. And category of the fee assessment for international student for each enrollment field, we have updated all the error messages related to the code 14. So the next screen will have the detail on all these changes. Please feel free to add your question if you have the validation not very clear. So the first one for the gender, if you look at your April SDR, we had the error 254. That is for identify that is mapping on the NSI or not. But this error now changed to warning 254. So this field is mandatory, but if gender is different from NSI, it will trigger a warning instead of error like before. And it's a compulsory field, and so that in the learner files. And next two, they are actually in the same area as discounted course tuition fee and discounted compulsory course cost fee. So this is a not compulsory field. However, because this field only introduced from 2025, so for this two, it's mainly validation related to the resubmission if you submit your course register back to 2024 or 2023. We will introduce a new error code 801. Discount course tuition fee must not be entered if submission year is prior to 2025, and similar to the CCC cost here. Another one is a funding category. We have one error previously on our data specification set error 347, but we actually check the coding and the validation underneath. It's actually working as a warning. So that's why we change it to the correct warning message. It's not error message, and it's the actual validation behind it. That is also in the course enrollment file, and it's a compulsory field. And last one, this one, I think we have removed this code for a while. However, we haven't updated our data validation error message, reflect that. So this is for the category of fee assessment for international student for each enrollment. Code 14 is called as a dependent child under the 2021 resident visa pathway. It was only relevant from 1st of 1st, 2022 to 31st of December 2023. So we added the dates that these error messages are relevant to. You can check our data specification for that. Yeah, we also have two enhancements done on the user interface for your SDR validation. One thing is previously we only have one kind of the column called date received, and that date received actually is a reflect the date initiated. We have correct that, and if you submit your August SDR from now on, you can see when you started date is date initiated, but also when you final submitted, you will get a message on the status column with the date and time that you submit your SDR successfully. Another one, you can see the changes on the user interface enhancement because previously you can see a lot of issue on some of the unknown error. We removed that unknown message now because we know it's very confused to say what we should do if that is unknown, and we change it to the wording set contact support. So which means if you got unknown error like before, and you can see this wording now set contact support, and that means you need to contact CCT for us to checking for you. And also there's a lot of resources that you can have a look for the SDR. And we have the new page, it's completing your August 2026 SDR. We have the resources there to help you to completing your submission. And also we have the resources on the single data return page, which has all the document listed below that you can check. Like data specification is to tell you what you need to submit in your report, and data classification version 2.0 as contains reference data to be used for SDR. And delivery classification guide, it provides links to the TEC delivery classification and funding category codes that you used for your course reporting. And generic enrollment form 2026 still there, but we will update soon for 2027. And also we have the SDR overview and guidance document there for you to use. So next one, that is just like a heads up. It's not happen, but we will have some changes on the fees-free data collection from 2027. So because final year fees-free is ending, and eligible learners who complete their qualification by 31st of December 2026 will be able to apply for fees-free. Learners who completed in 2027 or later will not be eligible. And we will be making changes to data collection in 2027 and 2028 to remove fields collected only for fees-free based on data requirements for closing the scheme. So in 2027, we plan to remove the IRD number from the learner file and the secondary school program indicator from the enrollment file. I think for you, you can talk with your vendor about that, and then they can prepare for 2027. And we will continue to collect fees-free related completion data to allow us to correctly pay learners for 2025 or 2026 completion reported in 2027. So for the 2026 August SDR FAQ, I think that will be coming to you, and we can have a look on our chat to see are there any questions that we will need to answer straight away. But at least for one thing important, if you receive the message said contact support, if you get this message on your state validation status, please remember to contact CCT for escalation, investigation, and resolution, please. Okay, we have got several questions in the chat now. And I think, thank you, Jordan has answered the first one for extract date. That got the link on that, shows that the right extract date. And we also got, Brian asked a question about, does government yet have an official apology explanation support announced for the student who engaged in study when fees-free was present, but it was removed after they moved through a multi-year program? I think for some of the question, and that is related to the policy end, and I will need to check with policy because our today's discussion is mainly on the SDR submission, and it's most on the technical side, but I will escalate those questions to the related team for that. And George also asked to be clear on the final year's fees-free change. Field removal, they will be for April 2027. The April SDR 2027, but we will get more detail when it's closer because we need to make sure that everything has been covered. And Oliver said, with the removal of IRD number, can we also suggest to remove other status fields such as last secondary school and last year of secondary school? And MOE has this data based on their NSI already. It could be great to remove this. And thank you, Oliver. I think this one for MOE part, I will need to double check with MOE because this is not started with the fees free, and I will need to check with them on that. So Lisa, you have a question in the past. We could do all errors. Now we have to do NSI first before we can see others. One thing, we still have the two-step validation as before. And so that means the format of all the information on your template need to be checked first. And if there's no template issue, for example, if the NSI format is not correct, and it would be identified at the beginning, once you pass the template checking, and the next step will be get into all the errors on that. Is that what you want to ask, Lisa? Yeah, that is because the template submission as a CSV is not text file as before. So that is, I have talked with DSR team previously because the CSV has a very kind of restriction on the template format. Cool. Yeah, but feel free to add your question on the chat even after this webinar. We will still collect the questions, and if we will answer either via like email back to you directly, or we can just update our website with the FAQ. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Thank you, Steph and Alice, to answer those questions. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for attending today's webinar. And we can keep answer all the questions for you. And but I think for the webinar, I can close it now. So we just get into the karakia. Fakataka tika tiho tiki oru, fakataka tiho tiku tonga, kiama kina ki uta, kiama taratara ki tai, e hea ki ana tea kakura, he tio, he hoka, he hohu, te he moi ora. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming.